My name is Hayo. And I end up singing for what choir. Second name, which is every morning, Monday. 20-something. I would never be the person I am.
Madagascar is an island next to South Africa and Mozambique. It's the biggest island within the Indian Ocean. You have Mauritius that side, Réunion Island, Seychelles. So we are the biggest island population. Basically, people comes from Malaysian ethnicity and African and Arab, Chinese. So we are really mixed. And then we have 6 provinces, of which Antananarivo is the capital. What we are lucky with is that we have 16 tribes, but we all understand with one language. We have one official language that everybody can understand. So we are very lucky on that one. Normally, the name of the Madagascar is like long, the surname. Randian Tupuku Indrinda Inilaina, you know, it's a very long. When you go, often traveling outside overseas, they're like, la 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 la. Oh, Madagascar. So yes, in any event, what specificity is that the people comes from the island Saint Marie, like my father. Our name is written in such a way of the French way. For instance, my surname calls Taranoufi. Normally, Taranoufi, you write it T-S-A-R-A-N-O-F-Y. So they went during the colonization, when the French ask, what is your surname? They write it the way how they write it, with the O, the O-U, they put O-U and double F and I. So all our name become franchising. So when you come from the tribe where I come from where my father is, we all know that yes, that's kind of surname, the way how they write it is coming from that specific. I have a very good childhood memory, because in Island Saint Marie, where there is a beach, there's coconut, you are free, you know. My father was a teacher, a director of a school, but at the same time he was a fisherman. He loved to fish. So me, when I was a child, I go with him to go and fish, take coconuts and all that. So it's really paradise. Yeah, a paradise for a child to have that a way of upcoming, because you are free, you know. We went to school that side. I went to study with my father's school, and he was teaching me, and I did not want to learn with him because he is my father. Because when we arrive there at school, you always say, I'm not your father, I'm your teacher. So yeah, you know. And then when after 12, we move in Tamatave. It's another space in the East Coast where my mother is from. And then also I was in a class of my mother. My mother was very strict, you know. Yes, she's also a teacher and a director of school. So yeah, it was very strict. Actually, I prefer to study with my father than my mother, because my mother, you cannot negotiate, no negotiation. So, but it was nice because, I mean, that time you don't understand because you are a child, obviously. But when you grow up, you see that it was really necessary. It makes who I am today strong and stable, and you know, a fighter in each and everything that I do, because my mom was very hard on me. I think she was preparing me for life, you know. So yeah, I grew up with a family that is going religious Christian. So in the family, you have priests, you have I mean, yeah, we have priests, and then they always wanted to go pray every Saturday, go to the class of learning of the Bible every time. And then I won't even want to be a nun. You know, that was my wish, like, oh yeah, I want to be a nun, because you see your cousins and your elders, they are in that direction. So when I started dancing around 12 years, but before I was already dancing in the street, but 12 years I went into academy. Then I said, no, I discovered dance, I leave everything. So after that, my father does not want me to dance. His fear is that if I dance, maybe I become a prostitute, or it's not the norms of the society calls it could be a career. But at that time, I didn't think that it's gonna be my career. I was just doing it for love. So every time when I come from dancing, because my school, that time it was opposite of the dance school. When I finish studying, run to the dance school, and it's a 4th floor. I run and dance. And then when I finish, I come home. I always get beaten by my father with a belt every day for 3 years. Yes, I was ready. I think I knew what I love. I was ready. I didn't mind that all the time. So I'm ready every time. Hey, where are you coming from? Ah! So along the way, because he afraid that I was going to neglect the school, but miraculously, when I start dancing, my brains really open up. I don't even really read too much at school. Everything that I learn is captured very, very, very fast. And then I was always the best at school. Either I'm the first or the second or at school, all the time. So now when my father, every time the report, you give him the report, he sees that he's doing well, so he cannot fight me anymore. So then finally he says, hi, my daughter, I can see that you love dancing. So you can dance, you may continue dance. So then I continued dancing. But unfortunately, when I choose the dance to be my career, later on, my father was not alive anymore. And then I wish very well that he can see where I am today. I am traveling the world because of dance. I am working with an institution, such a governmental in Madagascar, a Minister of Art and Culture, because of dance. And today I'm here in South Africa for many years without paper, but in any event, I'm working also developing the community in Soweto, in all over South Africa. And also I work for the National Arts Festival, one of the most amazing festival in South Africa, as a part of the artistic committee for dance. So, I'd love my father to see that, yes, the daughter did well, but I believe he always with me and see me in heaven, from heaven. My first encounter in with South Africa is in 1996 or 1998, when apartheid was just finished, and I came here for vacation. And then we are a group of people with white and black, we are friends. And then I didn't understand what is the situation of apartheid at that time. For me to mix with white people, it's like it's normal. But when we came here, it's like when you are with whites, they're like, and then you don't understand. So anyway, despite all that, I really, first time when I see South Africa, I was in Johannesburg and Cape Town, and then Durban, and then I really fell in love with the country. Like, wow, this is beautiful. But people also, you see maybe their reserving themselves, but once you start speaking with them, people are nice, you know. And with my 2 cent English, I can't really, at that time, I can't really express myself, but the humanity and also the beauty of the country, I fell in love with the country, but I didn't know that later on, here I will be my life. So after, in 2000, I traveled in France for a dance festival. Then I met Moeketsi Kwena, my future husband, but I didn't know at that time that he's gonna be my future husband. I was performing and then he was performing. When I see his show, I'm like, wow, this man, hey, dances really well. And then him too, at the same time, when he see me, oh, wow, this woman, you know. And so then after that, he came to Madagascar. There was this dance competition around Africa and then Indian Ocean called Sangha. He came there with his company called Exile Dance and Theatre that's representing South Africa. And then they won the first prize. So he was a superstar. Everybody like, Moeketsi, Moeketsi, Moeketsi. And me, I'm like, I'm okay, you know, and then he's busy still like proposing to me, and then I say, no, you know, women, you try to play to get hard, but in any event, it's life. So finally, in 2002, we are working together in a collaboration. He was the one who was initiating. And then I came back again to South Africa, and then we had our first duet called Blame Me Blind. It was a piece based on the HIV people. That time it was very relevant illness and then problems within the society. So we created that piece. Then from there on, we fell in love. And, and here today, since today, we are still together with 2 children. And then we got married in 2008. And then we have 2 children. So that's why I live here in South Africa. But in any event, even though we were together, there is a time whereby I live always in Madagascar, because Madagascar is a country where I was investing. I'm still investing though, even though I am from here in South Africa. So I created a dance festival called Ichotra Dance Festival in Madagascar in 2002. It's a platform whereby, you know, you have a lot of opportunity for young artists, or also professional artists, to come and perform and be seen, because I'm programming artists from all over the world and also programmers from all over the world. So then it will open more doors for those young ones that never go out to the country, so they can also be programmed overseas. So, you know, I don't know what's going on, because when I start talking about this, it makes me feel really, really sad, because I'm a person that's really investing in the country. I'm a job creator, you know. When I create dance piece, I create work. I have people that is coming, South African, you know, come to work with me, get salaries and etc. But the problem is from Home Affairs, you know. It started in 2019. Even 2017, I've been married since 2008. And then in 2014, I asked for a permanent resident permit, because I can't live only 2 years visa, the temporary visa. And then, they don't want to give me. They always find a different reason, saying that I'm not, it's a very strange reason what they tell you. Either they say, oh, your paper is not valid, you are not married, but when you apply for a visa, you put the copy of your marriage certificate, you know, and I don't know, they come with a very, very stupid argument always, and so they refuse me. Since from 2019, they refuse me a visa, a temporary visa, because I cannot apply yet for the I'm still waiting for the result of the permanent resident permit, of which they never replied to me. So yes, then I'm stuck. I've wrote to the DG of Home Affairs, no one replied. I wrote to the Minister of Home Affairs, at least during Aaron Muswaledi minister, he was replying to me, and then after somebody tells me that my visa is ready there. So then when I went to VFS to fetch the visa, they say, no, there's nothing here. While the visa is still sitting there. So now we have to call the center from Braamfontein to talk to the person that was assisting us. And then after that, then they look again, they say, oh yeah, there he is. And so my visa was there 1 year, long time, but they never tell me that it's there, you know? So now my passport was almost expired. So I'm left with like 6 months. And then they say, oh, we're only giving you 3 months because your passport is already finished, so you have to apply again. I'm like, what? You cannot put everything here. So then after I change my passport and then you re-put that visa. They say, no, according to the law, it's like this. So then again, I have to apply. But since then, nothing. When I apply, they reject. First, they say invalid medical certification, of which, you know, it was, everything was correct, stamp, but the doctor forget to put his address, and they reject. Second, I didn't appeal. They rejected again. And they say, they have a funny reason. And again, I did another appeal. That's the last appeal. And still they rejected me. And then I asked the people from Home Affairs, so what now? What must I do? They say, no, ma'am, we don't know. Go to Braamfontein Home Affairs, you'll see what they tell you. When we go there, they also don't know. So who knows? So me as a person, I don't have any answer for all this. So I've been really, really struggling. You cannot imagine, you know, they're living in fear every day. And my life is here with my 2 children that I raise. You know, my life is cut since like 5 years now. I cannot travel overseas, and this is my work. This is my life. I'm an artist. I am an international artist that traveled the world. So I can't go anywhere. Really, I can't go anywhere. And this really makes me really, really upset, you know. And then they don't know how much suffering from this piece of paper, how one can be really deteriorated, and then easily could be getting in a stress, in a depression, because you cannot do anything, you know. And then I've lost a lot of contracts and many opportunities to go outside, to go overseas. Every time when I receive an invitation from overseas, I always cry. I don't know what to do. Can't. I always tell, even myself, I don't have a bank account. I don't exist. When I work, for instance, in a theater, luckily we have a dance company. Through my husband, we have a dance company, Itotra. So everything has to go to all the payments and every administrative goes to the company. That's why I can get my money. Otherwise, I don't exist. I don't have an access with my bank account because it was frozen. There was still money. I can't access it because of the paper, you know. Every time when I met police, when I drive, you know, there's so many inconvenience that is like really frustrating. When I drive, we met the police. The police says, license, ma'am, please. Then I give them my international license. And they say, where is the traffic register? I tell them the real story. I tell them that I went to the traffic register, Lanklachte, many times. When I met the officials tell me, are you a South African? Are you working here? No, I'm not South African, I'm married, I'm accompanying spouse. Okay, they say, you cannot get traffic register because you are not fully yet South African, but what you can do with your international license, you go to your embassy in Pretoria, and then they will make a letter for you. So then with that letter, when the police stops you, you show that letter and your driving license, everything is fine. I say, okay, and I did exactly that. Every time I met the police, they don't want. They say, no, there's no such thing. So there is communication. They told you to do this, you do that, but at the end of the day, I'm in trouble all the time. So every time I met the police, I am so freaking out, because others, they threaten you to go to jail. They also give you a lot of fine, that they say you drive without license. There is a license, there is everything. I told them the real story, but they don't want to listen. So this is the hell that my younger brother passed away after COVID in 2001. And then, in African culture, it is very important, at least, to see and bury your loved one. And I couldn't go there. I only have funerals what's the name? I have funerals I have funerals on the floor, seeing my brother laying down like this. It's not fair. And also for me, as an artist, to go back that side, to go home, just wanting to be with a family, you cannot. I mean, I love South Africa, but I can't just stay like this, with no freedom. That's why when I create the piece of the last queen of Madagascar, of which I think her story relates to my story as well, where she was in exile. So this piece means a lot to me. I can feel her fear, her disappointment, going back home, but you can't. You are exiled. Until she passed away in Algeria, So every time when I dance this piece, it's a relief for me. But at the same time, it's a way how I express my own story, my own exile here in South Africa. The last queen of Madagascar is a very painful story, whereby she was betrayed by her husband. Her husband was ruling behind her. She was only the face of being a queen, and she was putting on the throne when she was very young, 18 years. And she's innocent, she doesn't know anything much, in that political, despite she was from the royal family, And then she's curious, and she wanted to do many things, And then the French came at some point in Madagascar, tried to seduce her, and she was naive. She thinks that, yes, these French, they're gonna bring her new things, because French likes to come up with a new gift, this for the queen, and all that. So she was lost between her husband and the French, until with time the French took over. The French dethroned her, and put her going to exile First in Reunion Island nearby by the boat. She traveled by boat. And then after in Algeria, because she was trying to go back, to apply to go back to the French, go back to Madagascar, but French say no, 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 no. And then at some point she became the fighter for women during the French feminism at that time. She became the face of the magazine, face of the women. She talks, you know, like the French, they gave her a little money to live, but you know, you are not like a queen, but you know, so she was fighting to come back home, but she couldn't. So yeah, that's the story of the sad Ranaval tree. Like I say that I am a fighter, you know. All my life, I went through rough moments at all the time, even though I started my dance company in Madagascar and as a woman, and then as the tribe where I come from, that they say have a strong hair because the others that have, you know, there was a tribe fighting between the Malagasy people, you know, and then the politicians, they really like to use that in any event when they do their thing. But I'm a fighter, so then yes, one day I will get broken, but I always raise up and want to do, and like, no, 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 you know. So within my not coming out of South Africa, I think I did very, very well because I have a lot of job. I keep myself busy. I teach at the crash, you know. The children, they give me a life because they are pure. I'm a child myself. I always like to keep my purity. I think that keeps me alive. So I'm also children like them. So I teach, I created, it's a new way of teaching language. I created the so-called parlons dansons. It means let's talk and let's dance, you know, in French. It's a new formula that I created. No one does that. And then at all the time when I do it, it works miraculously with children. And even though sometimes I teach with children and parents assisting their kids, work miraculously, whereby the children, they learn French language speaking, not writing, though speaking, like bonjour, comment ça va, hello, how are you, with movement that associated with that bonjour, comment ça va bien, I am good, and then they dance with music. So they have fun and they learn and they speak French. No, like here, the class that I teach here in Soweto, Ulandi Kindergarten, they're really amazing. And then so there's a class at the airport that also I teach. They speak French. They were, you know, and all over the school, wherever I go, I teach. So that keeps me alive, keeps me to go on, you know. And then I create, and then also with our dance company, we have a program that is running daily teaching, Tokoloho training program. Is a program for young artists to become a choreographer, you know. So we give them tools, opportunity, you know, teach them to know how to create work for themselves, you know. And also we make them to travel and to be exposed, perform. So yeah, and then also we created also the dance festival that, remember, I could not go to Madagascar, but still we sent artists from South Africa to go to Madagascar touring, you know. That was since more than 20 years. We've been like transporting more than 100 artists, South African, to Madagascar. Yes, and we work with South African Embassy in Madagascar through our festival in Madagascar. And then now 2 years ago, we've decided like, why not to create the same festival here, but with, of course, the context of South Africa. So we have a twin festival called the Itotra Map Dance Festival. Itotra means encounters in Malagasy language, and then MAP stands for Mobile Art Platform. So then we have that here, runs in Soweto, runs in Market Theatre for 2 years, run very successfully. And then, yeah, we continue. And then I continue working, continue always sparkling, helping the youth. Like, for instance, I like to work with ladies, by the way, women project, because I believe that women have a lot to say, you know, with their life, with their creativity. And then nowadays, in our society in Africa, not only in South Africa, but in Africa, we don't have much women that are dancing, you know, doing it as a career. That's something that can bring money and you know, live with that. And then I say, like, yes, I like to encourage these young ladies. Like, for instance, now I have ladies that very soon, that is already going on. We make auditions, and then we're gonna create, you know, very soon. So yeah, this is what I do. I think through all this, I conquer, you know. I can stand, I can fight. And also my children, they are the one who gives me life. Seeing my kids every day going to school, that yes, we can provide with them, even though it's not supposed to be like this, but I am happy with that. I am, and then I'm still going to fight more. And then I hope Home Affairs will give me this paper, you know. It's not fair for me to be locked here. Of course, I love South Africa, but I need to be free, you know, so then I can fly.